So we're live now, and we've got a lot of slides today. So my producer is scrolling all the way down to find the starting video, which is at the very bottom of the list. So what's happening?
If a punter has a 5-second hang time, they can make the pros.
They're setting up for the return. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. Back to the 36 of Tennessee.
And we know that's about the same amount of time internet watchers give us to decide if they'll keep watching our show.
Are we trying to be the Tonight Show? No. We are trying to be a show that it makes you feel like you can produce a show.
Summers to the near side. Taken down at the 41. What a kick by Marty Simpson, and what a time for it.
So join former All-American punter and kicker and now current stand-up comedian Marty Simpson for Marty's Hang Time.
Kicker never likes to be standing in the paint, but he blasts this one out of there. Just perfect. Couldn't have done any better. He feels great about it. Cover, Marty, cover.
Now just don't make me make the tackle.
Right.
Okay, I realize it's a little weird that I'm the voiceover guy and calling myself All-American, but that's just how it's going to be until we hire somebody to do the real voiceover. Here's the show. Please welcome Marty Simpson.
Hi there. We started right on time. We got a new system in place here where we actually start on time. This is Marty's Hang Time. I am Marty Simpson. We're very excited about our show today. We got our producer in the house, Coach Robbie Hardy. We got an old friend of the show and of mine personally, Jonnie W, is our guest today. I started comedy. I haven't done any shows with any more people than Jonnie W, and nobody makes me laugh harder than Jonnie W. And I'm very excited that we are supposedly going to be joined today by Anji Stubbs from Alaska. She's on Alaskan time, apparently, and probably going to be coming in here barreling her way into laughing and stuff, but she's not in the waiting room yet. And so we will see if she shows up or not. We're very hopeful that she will because we have a big segment planned on her behalf. But we might even hear from Sean Reynolds later in the day. And there's Angie in Alaska right there coming right in and to the waiting room. That's awesome. She is good to go coming into the waiting room for her sound check after the show starts because that's how she rolls. We're very, very excited about that. We're still working on getting a sound effect that we could play whenever I say excited. If I want to say I'm super excited, it was a plan, Hardy. You can bring yourself in. Let's bring in Robbie Hardy, my producer. Put yourself in here. Hardy, what's up?
Hey, man, what's up?
The plan was I was going to make an overlay that could track the times I say excited, kind of like a strikeout counter, like a K counter in the outfield or something. But so we'll get a sound effect for that. And if commenters would actually remind us to do that next time, that would be awesome because I'll read back over the comments and everything. And so I'm super excited, ding, like that kind of thing. That's what we're looking for. So help me do that. Hardy's got his camera straightened out. We got some commenters saying he had an extreme close-up going on. So we got good technical. It looks like your son is watching from the background. He's like looming over your shoulder.
Over my shoulder, that's right.
That's awesome. Which one is that now? Which one is that? Introduce him to the crowd.
That is Scott. That's my rising ninth grader, I guess, now that almost school's, I guess, been closed for the rest of the year. So be a freshman next year.
They announced that in the state of South Carolina, right? We are done.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll continue on with the show. Let me get a drum roll for the announcement I'm getting ready to make right now. Let me get a drum roll for the announcement I'm getting ready to make right now. Walt Simpson is the new student body president at Blythewood High School. That is my brag on the fam today. My hashtag fam brag. That I feel like I'm watching enough Game of Thrones to where this makes me the mother of dragons. Except Ashley's the mother of dragons. I didn't mean to say it that way, but because Savannah was the student body president at Blythewood High School 3 years ago, and now Walt is the student body president at Blythewood High School. And it reminds me of my middle school and high school days when I ran for office 8 different times and won 0 of those popular elections. In fact, the first popular election I ever won was to be the vice president of the Christian Comedy Association recently. I got nominated and I ran unopposed. And when I ran unopposed, 63 votes came in. And 62 of those votes were for Marty Simpson for vice president from the membership. And 1 vote was for a write-in candidate named anybody else but him. So that made me feel good. So Well, we're joined here in the waiting room. We got Anji from Alaska. Let's if you haven't seen our show yet and you haven't seen Anji from Alaska, we're going to roll a little video to let you know about our co-host. She's our official, non-official co-host sidekick of the show. Let's roll the video and introduce Anji.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because I'm the absolute worst co-host in the world. I have 3 headphones. I have 3 headphones in front of me. All have the iPhone. Yeah. And my iPad is at 10%. So I got to charge my iPad in the one outlet.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. When you signed in, did you read the little thing that says disable audio processing?
No.
Don't. Okay, good. That's beautiful. Don't do it, because I think that the video is louder too. Must just be the mic is too low. Actually, no, I think that the audio processing volume, I think Johnny's going to be mixed with my volume, and I think actually, let me do this. We're doing sound checks right now out there. And if you notice our new graphics, pretty cool, huh? You like the new graphics we got there? We're going to enable audio processing.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Let's do this. I'm going to, Johnny, you enable it also, because I think that will make it sound better. Scott Fancher is our resident sound checker in a commenting field. See if that makes us sound a little more alike, because if we can't do it, and I think the processing is part of it. So I think we've solved a lot of the problems, Anji, but we haven't fixed them. Meaning I know the problems are, I don't know what happened there. My video just went out, but can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's like a naughty dog you like love. It's like they
Looks
know
like your
it's
camera was unplugged.
Okay.
That's awesome.
There's Marty. Cool. Dead silence. There goes the chicken, the flying chicken. So I'm just talking, not sure if anyone can hear me, but hey. It's a good podcast. Hoping everyone likes what we're talking about, the content. Whoa!
Hey, Anji. I'm not Marty, but we'll join together before. How about that? Is that better?
That's good. I like your lamp. I like lamp.
Thank you. And my son, keep an eye on me over there.
Child. How old's your kid, Hardy?
That one is 14. Just turned 14. So.
Oh, nice. Let me see a picture. He looks
17.
Like in that picture.
Well, it's probably when he was 10 or 12 or something like that. So it's a couple years old. So yeah, 17-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Oh wow, I actually have those. Nope, I have a 17, 15. I have a 10-year-old. Add a 13 in the middle of that, and then put a 7 at the end of that.
Nice.
We have some similar age children.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, what's Marty doing? Has he decided he's done with the show? He's done broadcasting?
I guess. I guess he got fed up with it after you joined him. So.
Did you watch? What's on my hat? I didn't even know. Did you watch? Well, whatever. Probably my toothpaste. Literally, I was rushing so bad. Did you watch the draft yesterday?
We did. It was probably the most watched sporting event across the country since there's been no sports on.
I know my oldest son felt like it was better than Christmas. I told him I was going to remind him of that. Hey, Marty.
Yo.
Right. I'll let Marty get back at it.
Okay.
Well, Marty. Okay.
Oh, you like reached out for him. That was fun. Did my clean comedy audience hear me swearing in the background just then when my camera went out, or not?
I didn't hear you.
Okay. I don't know.
My mother's mind blocked out your cursing. I've never cursed in my life.
So we got audio checks. Angie's sound is much better. Scott says thumbs up. I think when we're processing it, that's the 2-minute warning there, Hardy?
That was a great first quarter.
Yeah, no, that was the best. We got so much stuff solved We got here's what was happening last time for the people that are awesome that help us. In order to get my lip sync with the camera, I had to run my microphone and mix through the camera, and I was sending the entire mixed show back into the camera, which was sending it to the internet. So you and Devin and Robbie were sending your audio to it, and I was sending your audio back with it also simultaneously. So that was so now we got to line up a little bit. So the graphic changed. So see, we got coming up in the second quarter, special guest, the crazy talented and hilarious Jonnie W. And so also I meant to say there's going to be a new segment at the start of the first quarter and called Marty's Coin Toss. That's going to be an exciting thing where I tell a joke that I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's a coin toss.
So your other jokes you knew were going to kill.
Oh yeah. That was but the new joke of like the coin toss. It's like, hey, boom, it's a coin toss. So here it is, Angie. You ready for my coin toss joke?
Yeah, I'm going to
start the game.
I'm going to listen.
Okay. So I can't believe this took me 15 years to write, but as a football coach at a Christian school, I never got a Gatorade bath. I never got dumped with the Gatorade. We won a couple championships, but it was just a Presbyterian school, so I got sprinkled. Oh, Hardy was ready. So that was heads. I called heads. It was heads. That means it was funny. I can't believe it took me 15 years to write that joke. But
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. So, but I'm Presbyterian, so God knew ahead of time it was going to take that long to write that joke.
You got baptized? Did you get sprinkled?
I did. So you need me to get dunked? Do I need to go back and get saved again, Angie?
Yeah.
How many times have you gotten saved?
We'll give you a bell. We let the people go down until they actually fall asleep. Then we bring them back up.
Do they get the Holy Spirit? No, they fall asleep in the Spirit.
You ain't a new creation till you're a new creation.
You got to be saturated in the Lord. But, Jonnie W, who is an AG Assemblies of God credentialed pastor, so y'all can bond over the thing. Now look at that, we got a new clock there until the second quarter begins. So this is the in between. So the teams are in the timeout now. This is like the TV timeout. So Hardy's going to put some comments up on the screen for us. Angie's sound is much better too. Yeah, so we got it. We got our problems figured out, but we haven't got them technically solved yet. Also, Angie, did you hit record on your phone or not? Like just there beside you?
Absolutely not.
Do you have an ability to do that?
Yes. Would you like me to do that now?
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Johnny's going to record too. That way, when we put the recordings on, we actually are recording here in the room. So when we do the clips, it's going to be awesome, which was actually Angie's idea, kind of. Tony Parlante from up there in the Philly area. I can't remember where you're from, Tony, but Tom Cox, he's Presbyterian too also, but Tony's a good comic. So let's see what else we got. Commenters, submit your brag on the fam, hashtag BOTF, hashtag fam brag, and we'll pull you in on the show. Come on, Marty. There's always one person to keep you humble. Ryan Meredith. That's pretty funny. He was my church's old youth pastor. He's now he's off doing some other stuff in the ministry.
Pastor.
You got a cool hat on, Oakland Raiders. Where'd you get that?
Yeah. I got it. Actually, Leslie, I got it when I was in Reno. Last fall, opening for her last winter actually, but I became a Raiders fan. See, I don't actually even feel bad for this. I've been a football fan forever, but my sons are like the ones. I was raised in a girls' home, and I always loved sports. But my sons started getting into it, and they've been mad at me. And of course, I win every fantasy football league, don't I, Marty?
Yes, you do.
Well, anyway, I like players, and it took me forever to find my team, and I just wasn't willing. Everybody in my house was like forcing me to get a team, and I said, no, I'm not getting a team. They've had their whole lives to have some experience that made them love their team. And I said, until I have that moment, because we're in Alaska, we don't have like a state team.
Right.
Well, I just kept watching the Raiders. I started narrowing it down to color, team to color.
Okay, pause for a second. I made a graphic that I forgot to upload that is like this timer bomb that's going to fill your screen up to tell you you're going on and on too long. But I didn't load it in there. But this is my way of introducing it to you in a fun, friendly way. There's a penalty. This is.
Guys,
You know, she doesn't need to get muted. I didn't call the penalty on her. I've got another graphic that's an in-between step that's just like, you got 10 seconds to wrap this up, and it's going to fill the screen up a little bit with like sand and quicksand and stuff. So you don't have a team and you pick the Raiders.
Yeah, because they're wild, they're crazy. Most people don't like how much they like their team.
Right.
They're West Coast. They're still kind of West Coast.
Yeah. And Vegas, baby.
I love them in general. Like every time I watch them, I love them all the time. But yeah.
Well, in Vegas, Vegas is a town that everybody loves, right? So they're now in Vegas. And you know what? Rich Bisaccia is the special teams coordinator and assistant head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, was my special teams coach at the University of South Carolina, maybe a guest on the Hangout at some point. We need to get him in the summer before the season starts.
Raiders Nation, baby.
That's right. I've always been a Raiders fan. John Madden, my dad coached high school football for the Keenan Raiders because when he started the Keenan program, it was a brand new school and he chose the Raiders as the logo and stuff, which in high school, it's a little bit odd, but. All right, so let's do this. We're going to bring on my good friend. Let's get that graphic up there soon because I've worked hard on these graphics. This is awesome. This is our guest today is Jonnie W on the Hang Time. There he is playing the guitar and just talking straight to the camera. What a great photo that is where he's looking right at the camera.
And the one on the right, he looks like he's bringing somebody baptizing too, though.
Yeah, and what also we have in the background, if you didn't hear that, is B-Dog is a big Jonnie W fan, apparently. The resident pug, the Hang Time pug, is going to be on the screen. But let's bring in to the Hang Time, Jonnie W, everybody. You can have B-Dog stay on the screen. Yeah, so we got Jonnie, and then, there we go. Awesome. And you can put the 3-shot up there, Hardy. It's awesome.
We did
Jonnie W. Yeah.
Hey, Angie.
Hi, Jonnie. How are you?
I'm great. You know, whatever.
Business.
It's another day in paradise, right? What else, you know?
Hey, for Jonnie, I don't know if you heard in the green room, I re-enabled audio processing. Did you do that?
It seemed like I didn't like it when you did that.
I know, but it is, if you disable it, you're going to be at like 1/10 of the volume of us. And Angie I'm saying they're going to say that your mic is low if you don't go in there and click it. I bet you $1.
I should disable it.
Right. You should enable audio processing.
I just got a comment from Aaron who's watching the show, and he said, you're 200% louder than Angie.
What?
In the Facebook.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I can turn me down. And
maybe
louder.
Right, well, but you're going to be 100. Watch, Aaron is going to text you. I bet $5 that Aaron's going to text you that you're way lower because if somebody in the broadcast has audio processing on, they're 10 times louder than everybody else.
If Aaron's watching, he could give us more help because we need
watching. Yeah, so let's see.
I think he is watching. He said he's very impressed with all your graphics, though, and I am too.
Yeah.
Just killing it, man.
So I don't. I have not disabled audio processing.
I have it.
You have disabled it.
No, I have it enabled.
Right. So you check the box.
Yes.
And I have the box unchecked. So all 3 sound fine, says Tom Cox. So let's see. That's funny. Well, keep the audio stuff going because we're in process here. We're getting everything. There's a lot of moving pieces here.
There is, and it's okay. That's just that's showbiez. Where I come from.
Showbiz, baby.
I don't come from a place where we say that. So
right. So Jonnie, you need to back up from the camera a little bit though, because I want to show you off to my crowd. Jonnie has been a friend of mine for 12 years.
Back up a bit.
How much is it? How are we up to, Jonnie, right now? What are we up to on the loss meter?
Up to? I have lost 95 pounds.
Are you kidding?
95 pounds.
95.
Wow, Jonnie, that's incredible.
There it is.
This is actually, this is all. Remember that Wrap It program where you just wrap yourself? Remember Wrap It? The women sold it. Yeah. That's what this. It's a series of wraps and corsets. I'm about to blow any false movements, and it's going to be ugly. This is going to be a snuff film just on the web, so it's not good. No, it's good. I'm good though. I've been running and using my time off to get back in running shape, which is really crazy, but I'm enjoying it. So,
and I have to actually say, you have probably the best hair I've seen in a long time.
Really?
Just turn sideways. Your hair is
I gotta
to the side and everything.
This is just. I woke up like this, girl. I don't even.
I woke up like this. Okay.
It's almost time for a little. It's time to put a little more touch of gray just for men.
I don't know.
It's time for that.
I actually like it.
Oh yeah,
Like
it looks way better than an
You like it?
overcolor. I like
Well,
it
no,
way
I wouldn't overcolor, but I don't know.
Well,
I
now
always
that
felt-
I've seen you a month into quarantine with your natural color, I think you do overcolor because I didn't even know you had any gray at all
Oh, I got
whatsoever.
gray, baby.
I've never thought you overcolor. I just think it looks real nice.
Well, I still do some youth shows, and I always tell my wife, like, I'll get old when we pay off the house. You know, like, I'm okay with getting old, but let's pay off the house first. And we've not paid off the house yet, so I can't get old. Because, like, once a kid looks up at you and he's a 7th grader and he sees you doing a show and he goes, "You look like my papa," your career's over.
Yeah.
And so
Papaw's funny though. Papaw's
Papa
funny.
can be funny. It's true.
Yeah,
Hey,
but you're
kids.
just like, okay, Grandma. The
Hey,
other day I
kids,
was
pull my
telling
finger.
boys- was
I
telling
cut my
boys
hair
the other day
today.
About when I was exercising, I'm like, I'm gonna start exercising again. I love going outside, new cardio. They're all impressed. And then I said, I used to rollerblade every day, and I was gonna keep going. And they're like, okay, like instantly that aged me like 1,000 years. I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay, rollerblades? They're like, Mom, you need to say that from stage.
Bill Burr has a bit. Bill Burr has a bit about that, about how he started
Really?
doing rollerblades in like the 90s. And
I
he was
didn't know
having,
it was
he was
cool.
having, no, he didn't say old. He said he was having so much fun, and people started calling him gay because he was a rollerblader. Because like, oh, this gay guy. He was like, I let people mock me into taking. They took something away from me. He feels mad still that he let himself have to rollerblading taken away from him, and that's what you did. You caved.
I was like traumatized. I thought I looked good, you know. You're just
Right.
all of a
I
sudden
think
your
we bring
legs
it back.
front.
We bring it back.
I think we bring it back.
Bring
yeah.
back the rollerblade.
Remember,
Okay.
what's that one movie where the guy walked in? Was it Coneheads? And he's like gonna go chase somebody. He looks on
Are
the
you
front, he goes,
are you
"Two
referencing
wheels."
Coneheads? Are you one of the 12 people that saw Coneheads?
He goes 2 wheels.
Okay, the meter's filling up on this story. You have 5 seconds to wrap up the Conehead story.
My favorite thing about Coneheads is there's a story about Michael Richards, who was in Coneheads, who was also Kramer on Seinfeld, but he did that movie kind of like after season 1 or 2 of Seinfeld. He wasn't really a household name yet. So he did that movie, and then he became super famous as Kramer. So people would see him on the street, and he said if they would mention Coneheads to him as like a reference, instead of saying, "Hey, Kramer," if they go, "Dude, I loved you in Coneheads," he would immediately give them $10 back.
Oh,
He was so ashamed. He was so ashamed of that movie.
I love Coneheads.
Well, you're the one. If you want to get $10 from Michael Richards, bring it up.
Okay, I cut my hair today. I'm going to put a video on the Past My Prime section on Monday's show. I like shaved my head today and did all that stuff.
It's got to be so cool to be able to cut your own hair like that. That's the one thing
Is it clean? Did my wife do the
Looks-
good job on
it looks good.
Good. Yeah, perfect. Marty looks just as good as Johnny, sorta.
Okay, we got to get the so the 95 pounds.
That's
Angie
amazing.
got into the broadcast late enough to where she didn't read my text message to where she was supposed to ask if we could have a before and after photo
Johnny,
of that.
Johnny, I'm curious. Totally just new idea. Can you get the before and after?
I'm
You know
gonna
what,
pass.
Johnny, we have a before picture.
It's a way before.
That's a before. That is a way before. That is a way
That's
before.
That's like 3rd grade, maybe.
Your hair
I
looks
don't even
fantastic.
know. That's
You
the
like
first.
that windswept look? Those pouty eyes, like, hey, girl.
And your lip gloss.
Put it
That's
back
right.
up there. Put it back up.
No,
yeah,
that's all natural, bro. That is all natural lips. right
Johnny
there.
just
That's
captioned that photo with "Hey girl."
bee stung lips right there.
That's all. Oh, God.
Stung? Did you say stung
Just-
lip?
Bee stung lips. Just enough of an overbite to repel people. You know.
You look good in it.
Oh, you look great. We actually do have a before and after because last time Johnny was on, there's the real before
Oh
and
wow!
after.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's it, man.
That's applause break
That-
right there. That is
That's a
cool.
bee-
Nice-looking guy
that's a-
still in the-
that's a bee stung face.
Whatever.
I'll say this, Johnny. I picture you on the right the way that graphic was. You fluctuate in my 12 years of knowing you fluctuate,
Yeah.
but honestly, the one on the left, I'd never have pictured you that way or even seen you that way. So
Yeah.
I think
I
that
don't
when
know.
we go on the road together, but when Johnny and I go on the road together, we have a pretty bad habit of eating all of the restaurants where we go.
Yeah.
Johnny, I am a stumbling block brother to Johnny's.
You
anytime
are.
he's
I
dieting.
feel like I'm that for a lot of people, especially when I was heavier.
Yeah.
Like they would be like, "Hey, we're hanging out with Johnny tonight. Let's do it." And I would be their like fat
yeah.
friend, so they could have excuses to just eat whatever they wanted. But I don't know.
God.
And then I would be like, "Well, if we're gonna do this, you know, you fall into a role. You're like, I guess I will be John Belushi tonight."
That's pretty
You know,
good.
In 210,
Do what now?
2010. I
Yeah.
lost 85 pounds.
What?
Mm.
I used to be 258.
No, you didn't. You were a deuce and a half. Get out of here, Angie.
Now
Pause it. I have a before and after picture of Angie too. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that. No, I
Great.
don't.
It's
We
like
did.
when Oprah came through the picture of herself, she tore through it and she was skinny. Remember that after the juice diet? We need Angie to do that. Just be like, tear through and be like, you get a car and you're not fat and you're not fat. I don't know.
We could probably during halftime. I could probably go to Facebook and get one or two, Angie, if you give me permission to do that or not. No, okay.
She's hidden all those photos.
All right.
It's a little more sensitive, I think, for women. I get it. I mean, but I'm very sensitive about like guys are culturally, it's weird for guys to be hung up on their appearance, but it did start affecting like my confidence on stage, honestly. And I was sweating way more. I'd get out of breath with like the and I stand pretty still on stage. Marty knows that. Like, but I would I'd go get my guitar. I'd come back. I'd be like, whew, I'm taking my pulse. It's not good. That's a red flag.
I do remember one comedy show I was doing. I was so impressed with it, and I was asking my sisters like afterwards. I was like, "Is there anything I could do to make my show any better?" And my one sister, straight face, looked at me. She goes, "You could do some cardio."
Hell. Didn't you do that, Marty? Didn't you do cardio when you were getting ready to tape your special because you were afraid the act outs were getting you out of breath, and you were like,
well,
this is not helping.
My dad said during about 7 or 10 months before my taping, he came to a show and saw me do the golden doodle act out where I run back and forth on the stage and I act and I like do the whole like doodles getting electrocuted thing. And then I had to build in a bit where I would sit on the stool and be like, oh, this is I got a head rush. And I would say I have a head rush to make it funny, but usually because I had a really bad head rush right then.
You're buying time. Yeah.
And I was just like, oh gosh, this is awful. And my dad said, I really think the bit would be funnier if we weren't distracted by the Chris Farley heart attack you were having on stage.
I like that.
Yikes. Dude, that's that dad truth. He'll speak the truth in your life, the tough love.
Yes, I did. I did actually jog. I jogged 3.5 miles 4 or 5 times a week leading up to my taping. And I got to the funny act out where I was just like, and I did enough. We can go on to the next bit. This is good. So that's good. Hardy, where are we on the clock? That the punter means 2-minute warning on the old system. Does that mean the half ran out?
Oh man, we're way over.
I don't know.
I
don't know. The half did run out. We have end of second quarter graphics that are new too. That is the next one to put up there. Like that would be the overlay that lets us know. There it is. That's a complicated graphic. That would have
over my face.
So now, exactly. So now here's what's going to happen. Just put me in it. Just put me in it, Hardy. And we'll get the graphic ready of the halftime graphic. So Angie's halftime today is going to be. So Angie sometimes, because Marty could be a steamroller, doesn't get to ask the guests some of the questions. So she gets done with the whole show, and she's like, "Oh, I wanted to ask." So now halftime is going to start being anything Angie wants to do with the guests for 2.5 minutes. Angie's halftime. She's going to get to interview the guests like we were running in at halftime, and the opposing coach is going in his locker room. Angie's going to run across the field and get a microphone in the opposing coach's face. So we're going to take me out of it, and we're going to go to halftime. And this is Marty's hang time, and this is hang time at halftime.
Oh. So, hey. I think Johnny's. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Hey, Jonnie.
We're in here. I'm gonna slump down.
Which little window I get in there.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, I was thinking of all these questions earlier. Marty said I was going to do this.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to be. And I was thinking what questions. First, I wanted to find out where you met your wife. Then I was going to wait. And then I want to know another question. And then I had the final question. So tell me where you met your wife.
I met my wife at a movie theater. I was working at a movie theater, and that was one of my first jobs. And she was hired to open the movie theater they were building across town, the same chain. So they hired like 20 staff people, a bunch of teenagers who were so while they built that theater, we trained them to work in a movie theater. We trained.
So she was a teenager and you were her boss?
I wasn't her boss, but I was just like, I knew 6 months more popcorn knowledge than she did. And so I was like, girl, I got this. You're shoveling way wrong. And then I'd get behind her and do that. You got to use your hips. You know, like when you're showing somebody how to shoot pool. It was super, super gross. Me too. It was pre-Me Too. So we got away with it. No, it was pretty. No, so she came in. She was one of those people. I think she was 16 or 17 then.
Oh, wow. You've known her your whole life.
Yeah, I've known her a long time. So we've married. We're 20. This will be 25 years in August that we've been married. So yeah, we've been together a long time. Thank you. It's been a long time. So we're about done. No, we're doing great.
Yeah.
She's my quarantine honey, man. Listen, when you're stuck with the one you love, it's a good thing. It's good. I wonder because
I know her name. She's got a unique name.
Her name is Curry.
Curry,
like the Spice. She's the original Spice Girl. It was her mother's maiden name. That's how she got that name. People always wonder how she got that name. It was her mother's name.
Because actually, my name was going to be Mackie, which was my grandma who died like the day I was born.
Your first name was going to be Mackie?
Mackie, because I was Angie. It was Mackie was my dad's mom's maiden name.
I don't like that. That's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. Now they just call me Angie. They call me Angie Mackie. What's going on? Angie Macaroni.
I don't know. Macaroni?
And then now I'm just Angie Macaroni full of baloney was my nickname, and nobody ever knew why.
It was good though. That was so we met there, and what's funny is there was another guy that was hired to work at the theater with her, and they started dating, and I would like drive them. They'd be like, this guy didn't have a car. He was an actor, and he was just like, hey, I want to ask that Curry girl out. Would you take us somewhere? That way it wouldn't be so weird. Like if I just say, hey, let's go out after work. Because you didn't get off work till like almost midnight at a movie theater.
She was 16. Not I don't mind at all.
She was like probably 16 and a half, almost 17.
How old were you? Curry
I was 18. I was 18.
Okay, you were a man then. She was just a...
Right.
You were like
so I go, and this guy was probably 21 maybe. So he was like, yeah, let's go.
16 going on 17.
Yeah. So we go, and so we started going out together, all three of us, but then like they started dating. And then like 2 weeks later, he dumped her, broke her heart. Yeah.
And you came in.
I was the rebound guy, so 27 years of rebound. So I think it's getting pretty serious over here.
I've seen pictures of her before. She's always been beautiful, but she's also been on this journey with you, right?
She has. Well, she did it. She lost a big bunch of weight first. She's a knockout. She really is. And so yes, she lost a big bunch of weight first. She's always been lovely, but she lost a bunch of weight, and so I was like, I better clean this up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
You don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, I'm the, looks are, because women are less hung up on that stuff than guys. But it was like let's clean it up, Johnny.
That's a good story. All right, so
I love it.
That's cool. So that's the end of the half. We got to take everybody out. Now I'm going in the grid. I'm in the grid. Now we got it. There we go. We flip flopped
terrifying.
It. And we flip flopped it so you wouldn't be Angie and she wouldn't be you on the name tag stuff and everything.
Okay.
So I didn't realize when I shared my screen, it actually shared it to the broadcast. I thought it would be in the waiting room with me. So we were doing that. But I did make a gamble here that I didn't unplug the one port that I have that had the hard drive with the little graphic that fills up your thing. That would have been the funny joke that I had made is on the hard drive. I don't know why I'm telling the audience this. This is the stuff.
Can I ask Angie? You're going back to cutting hair soon, right?
Yeah, Monday, you guys. Well, Monday the state opens up. We're allowed to be
so exciting.
Are
you concerned at all? Yeah, for real. So are you concerned because there's very few cases in Alaska, right?
Yeah, there's I think been 300, and I think we've had 9 deaths.
Right.
No, but
and they all died while getting haircuts. That's the weird stat that you don't hear. That's what the fake news media doesn't want you to know is that haircuts are giving people
Marty,
COVID.
End the screen. End it.
I was going to say, Johnny, she's like, people have been drive-by haircutting. They drive by her house and just lean their head in the window.
Dude.
And she colors the hair for the women.
If there was some kind of weird, there's dog groomers that roll around in a van and you just put your dog in the van. If they had one of those for people right now that would just go through your house like an ice cream man, go through your neighborhood and park in your cul-de-sac, you could make so much money right now.
You could.
That's funny. All right, we got to pause.
Some weird, I just say ice cream truck on the outside.
It would be called COVID cuts with a Z.
COVID
cuts with a Z. That's pretty funny. Okay, pause here. So we started the third quarter before anybody knew what happened. We lost the coin toss. We got in here. We got to get the comments. We got to put some comments up here from the commenters. We don't want to leave them out because the live show definitely.
Did you see the one from Leslie that she was neighbors with Michael Richards?
What?
No.
There it is.
Richard was my neighbor in Los Angeles, FYI. That's
big.
for our information.
She's dropping names like they're hot.
Leslie Norris is a board member of the show, Marty's Hang Time. She's my female mentor, one of my all-time
great.
best
Leslie's awesome.
She's a guest. She'll probably be a guest next week. I've been texting her to try to get on the show. Working on a comedy circuit, I always say tour calories don't count. That's okay, true. So nothing you eat on the tour. That
all
means
of a sudden you go home, you're like, I don't know why. It wasn't my tour.
COVID cuts. There it is with a Z.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Marty, work up a logo.
Oh no, I've already got it. It's good. Let's do this real quick. Let's do this. COVID cuts. It'd be kind of like it was swooshed to the side, and the Z would have the crisscross bottom.
Yeah, the two C's are the end of the scissors.
Yeah, but no, I feel like the cut, the Z, the bottom line of the Z has like a little scissors that comes off of this side right there, and there's just like.
Did you guys see the Rams new logo?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's terrible. I think we should make it look like the Chargers, and all just be so confusing.
We go back.
Rams. We'll make it Rams horns.
Oh, like meaning go back to their COVID cut.
That way, if anybody comes back, it'll be a super passive aggressive truck.
Yeah, it's like they're not using it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to get us in trouble, we'll be like, no, we're just football fans. And then if they don't want to get in trouble,
and that's how we got sued because of Andy.
Okay, so this is good. These are good moments on the hang time. This is what we are. We have Angie on the show to bring life and energy, and those moments where we get to just awkwardly wonder what is happening. That's all part of it. It's all part of it. It is. This is awesome. So, what I have now is a very exciting video clip, and Sean Reynolds is in the waiting room.
Oh,
so we're gonna transition to a little gift to Sean Reynolds. So we're gonna we got to get a 4-shot. There you go, Hardy. So get a 4-shot that doesn't have. I don't have a graphic for a 4-shot. So just put Sean Reynolds in the broadcast with us.
Beautiful.
Johnny is my pawpaw.
Hey, Papa.
Hey, how's it going, bud?
That means Sean, I was getting ready to say, Angie, Devin is his dad, and Johnny is his papa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a grandpa,
the hang time has been good to Sean.
Yeah, so, it's like a family reunion for me.
Johnny, I want you to unveil this gift of love and encouragement we're going to give Sean, and I'll take it away.
He probably already knows about it, but he's not mentioned it, and so this is kind of like the longest con, forever. But like, so you remember when I did the shows in Lexington with Nate Bargatze like a year ago?
Yeah, I was out of town, so I didn't get to see you guys.
And that's your whole club.
That was a solid name drop, by the way.
No, I just
in context. It was like in context. It's not. It's totally real.
Yeah. Maybe you heard of him, Netflix. Anyway, we're very close friends. No. So it was funny because that's Sean's home club in Lexington.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man, he's like, I'm not going to be there. And I was like, you probably would have ended up on these shows. So I did these shows. Well, on like the second show of the weekend, the club guy comes back and he knows you. He's like, oh, Sean's so excited that you're here and we're good friends. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, this guy wants to talk to you. And I go, oh no, I thought somebody was mad. Like I said something wrong on stage. I go, what is it? He goes, no, this guy, he runs a car dealership in town, a Jeep dealership, and he wants you to do his commercials. I was like, what? So I met with this guy and I was like, why do you, he goes, oh, we just like your sensibility on stage and we think it'd be fun. So I went and shot these commercials. Well, I was in town to shoot the commercials and I called you that day and I go, hey, do you want to have lunch? And you go, I'm out of town. And I was like, all right, that was going to be the reveal. I was going to be like, I'm here to do these commercials. I'll just tell Sean. But I've been telling Marty.
Oh, yeah.
I've been telling Marty for like a year.
Glenn Freedom.
So I've been telling Marty for like a year. I can't wait until Sean is just at home with his family. And then I come on his television advertising a car dealership in his city. And all his kids go, is that Jonnie W? And it never happened. Like I never got this out because here's what happened. They were going to buy a bunch of ad time for March Madness. That was their big push. And then March Madness didn't happen.
Sad.
So they are airing the commercials now. Though. So they may have been coming on your TV, but I don't know if you're watching TV at home. You're probably watching like Netflix or streaming channels.
Let's watch one. We're going to watch them now. We got 2 or 3 of them lined up.
All right, let's do it.
I can't believe this.
Since the beginning of time, humans have been quite clever at inventing things that make life easier. Like the wheel, like the Rambox cargo system, and backup cameras. Really big backup cameras. You know, everyone likes easy. Glenn's Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram makes truck buying easy, with everyday low prices. An endless selection of Rams to choose from, and top dollar for every trade. If you like easy, you'll love Glenn's Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Easy to find, easy to buy, easy to save.
Hey, guys, not a sponsor.
Wow.
All right, well, here comes another one. Here comes another one.
Oh, my gosh.
When buying a used car, quality and peace of mind are very important.
Are they? They're
Since
very
Glenn's
important.
Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram thoroughly reconditions and inspects every used car they sell.
I like your
I
shirt,
put together
Johnny.
a short list of things you want.
Did you get to keep the shirt? Did you get to
No,
keep
they
that
took it
shirt?
right back. They took it right back.
Don't even act like that's not your shirt. You know, you walked on the lot with that shirt and said, "Hey guys, I brought this shirt from home. It fits right." Okay.
Don't need when buying a car from Glenn's Freedom. Duct tape to reattach the bumper. A degree from Auto Mechanics University to fix that check engine light.
Wow.
Industrial air freshener to get rid of that funny smell. Glenn's Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where used car shoppers save and smile.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna watch that one again.
When buying a used car, quality and peace of mind
This
are
look
very
at the end
important.
is who are these extras?
Engine lights.
They're just
Are
like workers. They're actual workers that were there.
They're
We
like-
had to shoot all around them. They were open the whole time I was shooting, so it was a nightmare.
Industrial air freshener
This is amazing.
to get rid of that funny smell. Glenn's Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where used car shoppers save and smile.
Look at that.
When
Did
buying a used car, quality and
Jeffrey? I know the guy who filmed this.
Right.
Jeffrey.
So,
Did he?
okay, so Jeffrey Holland, who's been my friend for years, he shot my DVD. He's a great friend of mine. So the two people where I've got the cap and gown on,
Mm-hmm.
those are like my parents in that shot. That's Jeffrey's parents.
Oh my God.
So we shot that in his yard, his backyard. After the fact,
Whose cap and gown is that?
I don't know. We borrowed it too. We just borrowed a bunch of crap. We were like, all right, this is the last shot.
Service and repair. Your service and repair.
Yeah, it's a service manual. So,
All right.
I had to watch both those silent. I didn't get audio, but
oh, Angie, I'm sorry.
Oh no! Did anybody else get audio? Sean,
I
did
got
you
it.
get-
Oh,
I got
totally got audio. I loved it that Johnny had this excitement that we would be watching TV with my kids and a local commercial would come on and my kids would be like, Johnny's stealing more opportunities from daddy.
Yes, that was the joke. It was like I'm doing commercials in your town for a local car dealership. It just was funny to me. And I told Marty, I go, should I tell Sean? He goes, no, you got to just let it happen.
Oh no! It needed to happen.
And it never happened. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it on the show.
I'm not making this up. That is where we bought our van from.
oh my gosh.
So
I'm not
now we
even making
got
that up.
this
Okay,
is
so this is the one that I liked the least because they gave me lyrics for a jingle and they said,
Yeah.
hey, make this funny. And I didn't like any of the lyrics. But then I wrote this country song the night, like 2 nights before, and had John put it on GarageBand. And then I had to lip sync to this while cars drove by me on the highway. So this is a lip sync version of that. Go ahead.
I would like to say thank you to Glenn's Freedom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lexington, Kentucky for getting Johnny to wear a shirt other than a black shirt.
Dude,
I feel like this was the
straight up
opening.
flannel. I went Dustin Nickerson for this.
I know. This is like full on Seattle right here. Like I'm so proud of Johnny's fashion.
Yeah,
These.
some even flow right here.
This is
Yeah.
amazing.
All right, hold on. Here we go. And
highway where the mud gets deep. I ain't got no worries cause I'm rolling in a Jeep. Cruising with my buddies and the trail got
That's one of the workers.
But ain't nobody freaking cause we're riding in a Jeep. If you're looking for a deal that can't be beat, just click, call, or visit Glenn's Freedom Jeep.
the only Jeep exclusive dealer in Kentucky.
Man.
that's
Guys,
amazing.
So I am regionally here's what my fear was doing these because it was some money. It wasn't a ton. It wasn't enough money to ruin my life over. Let me just say that. If I become like, here's my fear. I thought I could be like the CarMax guy, the funny CarMax guy with the glasses, and that could be like the spokesman, or I could be the Noid. Remember the Noid for Domino's Pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't want to be the Noid. Please, just God, don't let me be the Noid. Like if I go to Lexington, like that's that jerk from those commercials. I don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to be like on a Daniel Tosh episode where he's like, look at this idiot making these local commercials. Right. Yeah.
I think it's really cute how Johnny doesn't think he's already the Noid.
I'm the Noid of comedy, guys.
You're the cone heads of commercials. That's what it has been.
I love that movie.
We believe you, Angie. We believe you.
I am so sad that I wasn't like I didn't experience that the way you
I know
had it
you didn't get to
envisioned.
experience it like I wanted, and it's a bummer. But it's so cool that you bought because I thought, wonder if you bought a vehicle from them ever.
Our van in the driveway. That's where we bought it from.
You have a
Absolutely.
good. Did they take care of you?
Yeah, we had no problems. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, you know,
They should put this as a promo.
They reached out to me a week ago to do a commercial at home like this with like about their online buying experience to try to get people to still go and buy cars online, which I don't know how in the world you do that, but I told them I'd do it. And we're negotiating currently.
Exactly.
What?
That's great.
That's awesome. Well, we're in the break. We're in the break between the third and fourth quarter. We got our new clock up there. And Johnny, we lost half of our live viewers during your commercials. I want to say that
so we're down to just 2.
Yeah, we are. Sean's mom and no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, no, that you can lead it play. Hardy cut it off like I was giving him a dirty look. I was gonna let you. It was like, that's funny. All right. So that's exciting. I've been waiting 6 months for that to happen. I kept waiting for Sean to text me and be like, "Is Jonnie W on commercials in my hometown? What's wrong? What is happening?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I've known for a minute." Like it's.
Well, the strategy was super good, Johnny, because of course he's gonna be watching March Madness. It wasn't coming on during Little House on Prairie or something.
Yeah.
Right. Oh no, I would definitely have seen it. But yeah, but now we're just watching Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus.
Right.
I mean, so.
And Johnny, if you'd have wanted Anchorage, Alaska to see those ads, you would have needed to run it during Breaking Bad. Have you heard of Breaking Bad, Johnny? Angie asked the broadcast listeners if when I gave an ideas for shows for Netflix streaming, she was like, "I just started this thing. Have y'all heard Breaking Bad?"
Yeah.
Actually, somebody reached out to me from Alaska to do car commercials because they saw these. It's Iditarod Jeep. They're very excited.
Iditarod Jeep.
We're gonna kill some dogs. We're gonna exhaust some dogs trying to pull a Jeep. It's gonna be quite something.
That would be amazing.
You like that? My friend used to call the Iditarod races the I beat a dog races. And because that's what you have to do to get the dogs to. They don't want to mush.
That joke wouldn't do well in Alaska, Johnny. That'd be like worse than like idiot. Like,
I'm sorry, I just like dogs, unlike Alaskan people. This has become very controversial all of a sudden.
Okay, all right, Sean, we're gonna head out. We're gonna take Sean out.
Hey,
Sean,
see you guys.
Bye,
Good to see you, buddy.
Sean's background has been on the program more than any other guest. The Beatles photo and the artwork. So now we can get in this. There we go. Good, Hardy, and then get that fourth quarter overlay on us. Somebody texted Tom Cox put a comment up on the screen that had a link in it.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out how to quickly access those links because I can't copy and paste it. Because if I click this link, it goes to the screen. How do I copy and paste that or visit the link? We need to get.
What does that mean? Images.app? Is that his?
Yeah,
commercial?
images.app.
Right.
Google, whatever. There's a image that's been pasted into the.
No way to copy and paste it from the live comment bar on the side there.
You probably can't on Facebook.
This is Aaron Willis. You can see Johnny dying inside live on Facebook. I
wonder what that means while I watched my commercials.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
Oh, okay.
It's 11:30 in the fourth quarter. Go back to like just before the third quarter ended if you're watching and you're skipping forward and everything, and watch Angie watch those commercials because I was watching Angie go.
Well, she couldn't hear.
I was just trying to watch it.
Lip read
with subtitles.
Well, it was during. That makes me happier though because it was during the song when he was strumming.
One.
You could hear the jingle one.
I heard the jingle one. Yeah, that was cute.
Okay.
In the car, but no. Actually, I wonder. What's funny is I was thinking. I was actually talking to my son the other day. He's listening to something Lebitard a lot.
Oh yeah, Dan Lebitard.
But right now he hasn't set up his film stuff like everybody else is doing their own film. He hasn't done it. So my son goes to bed normally listening to it, and he was telling me he's like, "Yeah, I still listen to it, but I wish I could look at it." And we were talking about it last night about video. We were talking about this, how it's a video podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was actually thinking that thing through it. Marty, stop. And how I was watching like how good your visuals were. Like you had a lot of visual expression. And you said normally on stage you just stand. But I was thinking he actually is a really good actor because they looked so natural. I enjoyed the silent videos too. So you did a good job.
Well, thanks. I'm just I try my best just not because the guy hired me not knowing if I had any and I had no experience with commercials. And he goes, so I have friends like my buddy who was an actor still that dated my wife before I dated her. Mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, I'm trying to get these auditions, and then I go, yeah, I'm doing these commercials just because you call me to stand up. And I felt so bad. He was like, oh well, good for you.
Like Barry and Barry.
Yeah, exactly.
In the show Barry, they're like. He's like, I met with the director, but like, what did you do? I don't know. I'm tall.
Exactly. I just fell backwards into it anyway.
I just talked to the director. Is that not how it works in acting?
No,
if y'all haven't seen Barry, let me just say, as a Christian comedian, I can't recommend it. I can't endorse it, but I loved it. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I've never laughed harder than in the 5th or 6th episode of season 2 when the little ninja girl is on the roof and
Oh,
stuff.
it's insane, right?
Oh man, that's the funniest thing of
So
all
it's
time.
a lot like Breaking Bad.
No.
Oh.
No, it's not at all like Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
Angie is actually a really good source of information like that. I just thought it was funny how she didn't know the Breaking Bad show, which is totally fine. I mean, it's not that great a show. It's a fantastic show in terms of the critics.
Yeah, but you wouldn't like necessarily like, hey, let's all sit down with the fam and watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought it was funny in Anchorage where it's just like Breaking Bad was like they had parties for the last one of the season and stuff like that for here. It was like as big a show as it could be. And she was like,
shocked. I never saw a commercial or anything, so I had no visual of any actor or any idea that the show
What is
was.
the global phenomenon in Alaska on TV? Did y'all get Game of Thrones and like it?
Well, we did. But I didn't watch that.
But that's HBO. That's
I
pay
have
channels.
such
Yeah.
strong ADHD that I think my own eyeballs are like don't collect or they don't pass it to here, and then I just make an assumption and then I'm done. So.
Yeah, that sounds like coronavirus. Your signals don't cross into your.
I I'm not entertained.
Well, I'm gonna say you should have that looked at before you start cutting hair again. Maybe Monday morning you go to the doctor, and then Monday afternoon you cut hair.
Girls, we are gonna have a good day today.
That looks good to me. So, buyer beware.
You said you want to let me talk to the manager haircut, didn't you? Okay.
Those first haircuts, by the way, are going to be so you're going to be hacking some weeds. You know you are.
Excited.
You're going to dull some shears that day.
But you know what the truth is? It's only been 5 weeks.
Yeah, but I get mine cut like every 3 weeks. So
Yeah, but I don't do men's hair. I only do women. I don't do men or children.
that is so sexist.
It really is.
Men are easy.
Men, you want to get in
But you
that
can charge
day.
women a lot more, can't you? You can be like, that's
Charge
$95,
more,
and they're like, yeah, $95 seems right. If you try to charge me $95, I'd
back it up, Johnny. Back it up. $95 is a suggestion when you walk into Angie's salon.
Yeah,
it's like you put your $95 in this pot and just let it sit there for an hour, and then put the other money with it on your way out.
So you've been hurting because you're missing out some big dumb.
Yeah. You know, men, exactly. Men don't want to, you guys want to call that day, don't you? You want to call that day, get in that day. You're annoyed.
Yeah.
Call?
3 hours.
Yeah.
What do you mean call?
I go on the Great Clips app.
Yeah. I pick Amber
I don't know why I
or
don't want to do your
Carlotta,
haircut.
whohoever's got the less weight.
Yeah, I literally will go to that location. Whatever has the lowest weight, I'll go to that location. I don't care who the person is because they all have the same training. That's how I feel. My hair is hard to mess up.
Yeah.
And my hair is just like Johnny's without the good part on top.
I can't get my part as wide as Marty's. I've tried.
Look at that. That's a good haircut though, right?
Marty's got the extended.
That's a solid haircut.
The extended line, the extended little gangster line put it. He just extended it.
This is my hat
Solid
line.
haircut.
Why does a bald-headed person get a hat head? Why do I get a hat head? I just like yelling off the mic. That's just
like a Monday morning podcast thing right there. Lady.
All right, so I feel like the show is coming together. Maybe the audio stayed in place this time. I know they said, Angie, that you were actually lower than last time, and here's why. I can tell you why. You can wear headphones. What we need to do is set you up with a sound check, like an hour before the show, like 7 emails said to do. It's fine, but you're like 7,000 miles away. Maybe they didn't get there. But you could have headphones on, but use your mic on your computer, and then the thing wouldn't be right there. But also that we're getting it all figured out. We're very excited. Ding. So Johnny, I don't know if y'all see my little ESPN graphics over here. We did Johnny's TV commercials already, and then did any of the commenters ask Johnny about the schnick? Or maybe we might have to. We only got 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so we might have to.
I'll have to come back for that story.
Yeah, that's probably a 2-quarter story right there. That's Leslie Mike should be on like Sean was on.
The question is, do you have the video of the?
Oh yeah,
gosh.
I definitely have the video of it.
Okay, well, we need to. That's a 30-minute story.
Yeah, that's a teaser for my future episode. There is and then let's see what this other one was. This one's font is too small to read on CPU, much less an iPhone. I just like I have little Easter eggs. I have little Easter eggs for my watchers there. So if you ever feel like you need to pinch zoom on it on the iPhone, I'm like spitting gold over here on these bars over on the right every now and then like that. So, and I put on fourth quarter Jonnie W's coronavirus song. Have you not written a coronavirus song yet, Johnny?
I have not.
Why hasn't that happened?
I don't know. It feels like the shelf life of such a song. That's just weird though, because I know you thought about this too, Marty. When we go back to doing shows, and Angie too, like if you don't have 10 minutes of Corona material, it's like you're putting your head in the sand and you're ignoring what everybody's been going through. But if you have like 12 and a half minutes of Corona material, the crowd's going to be like, all right, it's enough. We came here to escape this. You got to know that balance. Like, have you guys got to think about that? Like, what's the balance of I'm addressing the elephant in the room that we've all been cooped up and we're going to talk about it. And we've all been terrified of each other for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. But if I go too long, it's like, dude, just tell some jokes. But if you just launch into your jokes like, anyway, men and women are different, they're going to be like, hold on, pal. They're going to be weird about it.
Right. So let's do this. I have two jokes from this episode of Life that I think will make it into the act in the fall. Do you have one or two that you know of, Jonnie?
That I'm going to take.
I think what Jonnie just said was good.
The one, maybe I will. I'll just say that. I'll say like, I know there's a line where you're going to be like, that's enough, fatty. Well, I can't even say fatty anymore. Dang it. Everything's been taken from me. No. Here's one I thought of today that I would say. I'd be like, anybody else kind of bummed out that you had to put on pants? Like, I bet you there's a lot of people who are like, this is the first time I've put on pants in a long time to go outside.
Well, here, that's good. That's good. And that's good. Here's mine that is similar to that. Is that I don't know what happened to America recently with coronavirus, and everybody was stressing. I just feel like the virus made 350 million Americans into stand-up comedians. Nobody knew where their paycheck was coming from for the next 4 months, and they just sat around the house all day.
That actually is cute.
Hardy heckling me from the back. Hardy has an audience of one. Hardy wants to make Angie laugh. That's Hardy's whole point.
I do think that people are getting like face-to-camera video is the only video. If you notice that, it's the only video that's being made right now because people can't like bring in a producer to like shoot. Okay, second shot, third shot. So everything is face to camera. So the minute someone sees a live comedian, I think we got a good shot of getting some laughs, y'all.
Oh yeah,
there's going to be a desperation in the air.
I got another one.
In your town?
Oh, do it.
So our town is doing a drive-up comedy. Are you guys doing? Our comics out here are doing
drive-up
comedy, kind of like drive-up church. Are you guys doing that?
That's
drive-up, like drive-through, like meaning the cars sit in the parking lot.
Like
drive-by comedy.
That's a great idea. They're drive-by comedy. I killed last night at the drive-by comedy.
No, they're doing like drive-up movie style comedy.
That's a good idea.
What's your other joke, Marty? Bring it to me.
Okay. When Tom Hanks announced that he had it was the night my wife and I decided to go to Walmart and buy $1,600 worth of supplies and everything. And $35 of what we bought was spent on 11 and a half months of ramen noodles. Hardy coming through that. Here you
go. I actually love ramen noodles.
It's lunchtime in Angie's Alaska. She's like, it's time to eat.
Tuesday there? It's Friday here. What is it there?
She's like, I'm on my way back to 256. You need to see the first quarter.
I do low carb, but I swear at about 1 a.m., my entire world, if I'm awake, I forget I'm doing low carb. There was an actual bowl of my kids made ramen noodles and ignored it. And the whole thing had puffed up to look like, more like linguine noodles. And I ate the whole thing. Just cold.
You ate old, soaked up.
No water left. And I ate that whole thing and just went to bed.
That is.
Hey,
I can't do the keto. I do keto for like 4 or 5 days, and then I want to murder everyone in the room for a crouton.
It's true.
You're like, I will trade you this porterhouse steak for that crouton.
Yeah, well, we'll know. In fact, commenters mark down dates on the calendar and see if you can predict when Angie is day 3, 4, 5 into low carbs.
Mood. Like, the mood does shift.
She'll be like 15 minutes in, and the commenters. Yeah, she'll be like, I don't know. I don't want to do this show today. These clips aren't even that funny. Speaking of funny clips, so that was the end of regulation, and I'd like to remind the audience that Anji Stubbs in Alaska's contract says that she's only obligated to stay until the end of regulation. Any staying she does after that is voluntary, and she's not getting paid for.
I'm getting big bucks for this already. So
nice. You don't need to cut in hair.
No way. I make $1. Actually, I would stay. I always think I'm going to be able to stay, but I'm supposed to be supposedly doing this air quote distance learning with my 5 children. So I have to go give them back the iPad I stole from my kid.
Mother of the year.
The iPad that the
I
Anchorage,
talk to my friends.
the Alaskan County, Anchorage County paid for extra stipend iPad that you're using to do your internet chat show with. See, the kids need it. The kids need it. Anji Stubbs, everybody. She's a delight, and she's a favorite of the show. The applause. Give the applause. Give the applause
Bye,
to her.
Johnny. You know I love you.
Yeah, love you too, girl. Be good. Stay safe.
Bye, Marty. Good show again.
Bye, Angie.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye. That's awesome. So we got some of the stuff taken care of, and people are putting in there that Angie was still half the volume, which I still think. Let me just explain
okay to me, but who knows?
Well, and let me explain everything to the audience again, just so, because I know some people get frustrated. We don't hear in our ears what the internet hears. And I spent 30 hours this week trying to make that happen. And then finally, tech support at StreamYard said, oh, yeah, you can't monitor the broadcasted thing in your headphones so I can actually hear everything else but my voice. And if you've ever done radio and you have the headphones on and you're not hearing your voice, you just end up kind of talking like this. Like you're just kind of talking like this the whole time. So I did this all elaborate setup so I could hear the thing, but that means the mix that I hear is not what goes out to the public. But also the audio processing, we're going to take off and have the guest use mics like this or whatever. But if we let the StreamYard process the audio, then people are way up here, and then Johnny and I are way down here, that sort of thing. So what a great time, Johnny. You're going to be a regular on the show. I know that we emailed a bunch of people, and Ed Wiley was going to be a guest, but he was like, yeah, Marty, I get 1 megabit per second upload here in the South Georgia. So we did a test last night, and he was terrible. So I appreciate you coming on.
Ed's an IT professional. That's his day job.
Yeah, he really is. And that's why he knew the exact megabits per second that his system didn't get. And he actually is running 2 DSL lines together into this contraption that doubles the speed, which still wasn't good enough for browser-based internet video streaming. So he's like, if you can do the Zoom call, I'll do it with you, because I can do Zoom call because they buffer the packets. And I was just like, we're done, Ed. I'm gonna have Johnny on. So
go to like a Starbucks and we'll nail it.
That's what I said. I said like go like
Panera. Of course you can't go in. You have to sit in the parking lot.
Right. Exactly. So I did want to we're in overtime now, and I don't know. I want ideas. You like the format of the little
I like it a lot. Stuff? I want to steal all these ideas for my show.
Yeah, no, these are all my ideas. Heard here first, and I'll license them to you for $1.85 per idea.
I got that Glenn's Freedom money coming in.
You do have the Glenn's Freedom money coming in, but I want to in overtime now. This hang made me want to get a martini, Leslie said. Nice. I'm going to put that on the screen.
I like how that sounds.
That was probably, I bet $1 that was directed to Anji Stubbs, who might not have gotten to hear it because they were in Carson City together. And but I've got your comedy clip queued up, but we could just hold it till the next show and be a tight show if you want to do a tight show this time around. I feel like
we got that in the Schnick story. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, we got the Schnick story. The Schnicked story is pretty good. I love the what's up, man? Great show. Thomas Shetsley. That's awesome, man. Thomas Shetsley, the Gamecock, is awesome. Knows all the basketball people. Shetsley, I want to get Frank Martin on the show when we laugh. This is episode 8 of the open mic season of my show. But I feel like once I do, Johnny, feel like we got the audio solved, but or figured out, but we didn't execute the solution on this show. We executed like episode 6 or 5's like solution just to make sure everybody could be heard and that sort of thing. But I do feel like we know what the problem was, and I'm excited about that.
You get Frank Martin on the show, I'll watch that one. That guy, you talk about a straight shooter. He's not gonna.
Frank Martin is my guy, and Shetsley can maybe make that happen. But I haven't gone after anybody yet because the show is a train wreck right now. In fact, the show was almost called Trainwreck, and then but then we almost went with Off the Rails. And hey Hardy, you found the graphic earlier where I did have it loaded in. It's that wrap it up graphic. Play the wrap it up graphic. Put yourself in, and then put yourself in it, Hardy. Put yourself in it. Yeah. So look, this is how much time the speaker has left for this topic, and so that's the graphic there. That's like that's amazing, right? And we have one for the middle also. And you can take that off now.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's like a reverse guillotine on their head. Like
that's amazing. That's the one for the middle. Like, so we have one for the middle too. So we also have a penalty for Angie just to excessive enthusiasm. Like if she gets to laughing and dominating too much, we can throw a flag on her, mute her for 15 seconds. That's the Angie's Alaska
nice little window.
penalty. Yeah, but it's a compliment. It's excessive enthusiasm. It's like a hustle problem. You know, when Ray Lewis gets a late hit penalty. For
I would rather bridle a horse that's too wild than to try to raise a dead one. That's what.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, you just made that picture analogy about our female host. So I don't know if that was appropriate or not. But
she is a wild horse to me.
Yeah, she is. It's like I tell my friends that they're like, hey, can you tell Angie to do this or this? I was like, no, I can't. Not on the show. That's not. I can't tell her what to do. It's like a unicorn or a wild horse comes by my backyard every now and then and I feed it an apple, but I'm not gonna try to teach it any tricks or anything because it might kick me on the way out.
Right. That's what killed my dad. He got kicked by a unicorn.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gone.
Your dad? How's your mom doing?
She's dead too. Mom.
I don't think my listeners aren't ready for that yet. That's an inside joke between. Well, it's not an inside joke that his mom has passed away, but
no. But Marty used to say something. I'd say something on the road, and then he'd go, "Your mom," and I go, "My mom's dead, Marty." And then Marty.
And just for the record, his mom passed away, and I know that he knows that. We've talked about it, and he's not.
Wait a minute. That's okay. You go. He knows it. He knows about it, so it's okay.
He knows that I'm going to make the joke.
Right.
But
he'd say like, "Oh, just go back for your mom." So I was like, "Oh, my mom's dead, Marty," and he'd go, "Still?"
Yeah, that's one of my favorite jokes that I've ever come up with. Is just like, still?
It's extra mean, and which makes me laugh hard.
Yeah, I like when we're at a restaurant and people overhear that happen, and I'll say it loud. I mean, because Johnny's heard it 50 times, but I'll just be, sitting at a tall table at Applebee's waiting for our table or something, and there'll be like 4 girls at the table within 5 feet of us. And I'll be like, how is your mom doing? Or something like that. And then Johnny will be like, she's dead, Marty.
She's dead, Marty.
Still. And then I watch these 4 girls go.
Oof. And I'd be like, can we get some menus?
Yeah. Like, I'll have the cinnamon rolls. Yeah. Well, this is a wrap, man. We're gonna close it out in overtime. This is great. I think we're getting our rhythm down. We're definitely. I wouldn't mind having you as a co-host like once a week or every 2 or 3 weeks if you don't get your show off the ground. I know everybody's shows are gonna. I feel like everybody's shows are heading towards the bay, and then the dam is gonna fall up the water, and then this shows are gonna kind of squirt through in the fall and stuff. So, I mean, I'm trying to build a podcast that will be a weekly thing on a Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So,
well, I'm wide open, brother. You know that. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, but I do what's funny is everybody wants to comment about the audio, but nobody has mentioned how I'm in pristine 4K HD every episode. Just nobody even cares. It's like the audio's low. The audio's low. What's wrong with the audio? Look at this HD face. Look at these blue eyes.
It's too HD. You know, like when they said when HDs first came out, they said it would ruin certain actresses' careers.
Like Larry King.
Yeah.
It did. Hold on. This is an overtime treat. Here comes an overtime treat just for the people who lasted this long, which was a lot of people, by the way. I have a good retention rate. I
shared it on my Facebook too. So
I just mean the people who stayed. I'm talking about the people who stayed for the whole time. How about this? Boom. Where is it? Is that happening? Oh, I got to choose the camera over here. Watch this. This is amazing. This is a bonus extra for you guys. If you don't know about Snap Camera, there it is. I don't know if you've seen Tiger King or not. Johnny, have you seen Tiger King?
Do the one with the eyebrow raise. You showed me that.
Oh yeah. When I play poker on the Zoom call, so there's like 10 of us playing poker on an online site for free, but we pay each other. And with Venmo.
Let's pretend I just dealt you your cards and you're looking at them. Okay, so I'm gonna deal your cards and then you look at them.
I think that's a strong tell.
Strong tell.
I like this one too.
May have pocket aces.
I like this one too. And then it's a grid. It's like a gallery view of like 9 people in the game. I like to do this one. And I'm in the guy in the middle. And I'm like, I'm looking at you, Johnny. Wait, no, I can't. There. I'm looking at you, Johnny. I see those cards.
I check.
What is that on your shirt? Like, it messes up. That's even funnier. Like, let me do the whole act out like this without it on there. That's great. I need Snap Camera. That's totally Bill Burr if y'all don't know. And then I feel like we're gonna have Small Head Larry is just gonna become a character on the show. I feel like Small Head Larry. I got to get a voice changer, and Small Head Larry can come in and make announcements.
Because you just lean in when you don't want to be Small Head Larry, then you back up. And now we go live to our correspondent, Small Head Larry.
You're loving the 4K now. Oh wow. Whoa, that's hilarious. I can't even make it work. Hey, Larry. I'm Small Head Larry.
Hey, Lisa Mills is in the house.
Lisa, pray for me. Something happened to my face.
Lisa is a tremendous person and very funny comedian too.
Yeah, but we don't give shout outs if you just skip in at the end.
That's true. Go back and you have to watch the whole show, Lisa. Maybe we mentioned you then too, but probably not.
Those are blue eyes on a filter. Those aren't my blue eyes, Johnny.
That's like Game of Thrones for real. You're like a daywalker.
I'm the father of dragons.
A White Walker. No, daywalker. I don't know what it's White
Walker.
Walker.
Don't give away Game of Thrones. I'm on episode 14. It's filthy and vulgar, and I cannot recommend it to any Christian, and I love it. But let this image go with you until later in the day.
Who's the Tiger King now?
Who is the Tiger King now?
Bill Joe.
This is making me want to get lunch. I have a craving for a pickle. Oh, the pickle is green screened out because I have a green screen. This is a green pickle normally. But all right, so that was my Snap camera. And I think that Snap camera is an app to let the Chinese government have all of your private information. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that I started getting 50 emails a day after signing up for Snap camera. But it's a pretty fun little app. And it's day 39 of quarantine. So what else are we doing?
Hey, my brother's just tuned in and he says hello. And he's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
You know what's funny is that's why I feel like it's a 3-hour show on drive time. Like we could just do the show again.
Yeah.
But no.
Get everybody in the room.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'd fold. Craig Savage said, my poker guru said I'd fold to the laser eyes. That's cool. Well, that's a wrap, Johnny. I think we're straight.
We did it. We'll do it again.
Yeah. You got to get a webcam. Commenters, leave one comment saying Johnny needs a webcam, right? Like I feel like if you were clear like I was, it would feel like a television show.
I feel like I look pretty good.
Well, you might have that good gleam, like you kind of have that blur. What do they put on
me? At least I have good.
No, you look great. You look great compared to my guest. You sound great compared to the guest. But like
probably
the moonlighting. What was her name on moonlighting? Sybil Shepherd had that filter on the camera when she was on camera. That's kind of the way you look. You're a little filtered, which is good. Yeah. And I agree with Anji that you should not color your hair. Like this is better. Just let the kids not care anymore. Like I guess the youth, you got to do youth. But
well, I mean, I don't have any shows right now, Marty, and they're not coming back. So I'm just going to get old.
Right. Well, if you liked the show, you can tip us on Venmo at martysimpson.com or you can go to martysimpson.com, but you can get Hardy had that ready from 2 days ago. He was just waiting on the show me the money. Do it again, Hardy. I'll show you the money. No, show me the money. Jerry Maguire's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
But you can tip me at Marty Simpson on Venmo, and I'll share a little bit of it with Hardy. And then when we start getting more tips, I'll even pay the guests and whatnot. So, but I think that's a wrap, Johnny. We're going to take you out. Let's applaud Johnny off. And Jonnie W, everybody, you can check him out at jonniew.com. And you can hit that theme song, and I'll take us out, and we can take Johnny out of the broadcast. There we go. That's it. That is a wrap of episode 8 of Marty's Hang Time. The overtime went a little bit long, but we did some fun Snap camera stuff there at the end. We saw Jonnie W's television commercials from Lexington, Kentucky that he got to spring on Sean Reynolds, and Anji from Alaska came in blazing with their Oakland Raiders hat on and just a ball full of energy. And we love Anji. And we told a few stories, told a few jokes, had a good time and hung out. And we'll do it again on Monday. It's either going to be Ed Wiley or Horace H.B. Sanders or Smallfire or Griff or somebody else who says yes between now and then. And for Marty's Hang Time, I am Marty. And check it out at martysimpson.com. And you can pay us at Venmo at Marty Simpson. Love you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later.